Welcome everyone to this 23rd annual Rotary Nichols Scholarship event. To imagine back 23 years ago when we started this, and the kind of turnout we're having today says a great deal about this event and why I think it's important for our community. Thank you to all the Rotarian students, parents, teachers, and school administrators who are attending this special scholarship recognition event. Today we recognize 14 outstanding students chosen from our 7 high schools: Black Hills, Capitol, North Thurston, Olympia, River Ridge, Timberline, and Tumwater. What is unique about this event is that represented here today are 3 different school districts. And that's why I think it's important for this event to be held. So all of these 7 high schools, our local high schools, can celebrate together. When we began these awards 23 years ago in 1997, we paid over $250,000 in scholarships. Each student here will receive a $1,500 scholarship, which will be paid directly to their college. So I've got some bad news for you. You're not going to get the money today. It's going to go to your school. Now a 10 card. My handy one was 10 card. I want you to recognize our sponsors. The gold sponsors are Hawks Prairie Rotary, Lacey Rotary, Olympia Rotary, West Olympia Rotary. Sponsors are Adams Real Estate, Heritage Bank, Hotel RL Olympia, Olympia Federal Savings, and Thurston Community Media. The associate sponsors are Dan Burschauer Mediation Services, Kylie Juergens Wealth Management, Law Lyman Daniel Kammer and Bogdanovich PS. Those guys got to be lawyers, right? How could a name be that long? Dale and Karen Kammer, Olympia Orthopedic Associates, Robert L. Perlow, DMD, Rance Group, Tumwater Rotary, Twin Star Credit Union, and West Bay Marina. And Friends of Scholar Athletes, Bronze Automotive, the Law Office of Dave Cullen, Flat World LLC, Dirk F. Havlick, MD, Henderson Law Group, PLLC, Larry Lynn, Law Office of Alan Miller, Carl and Cindy Nelson Realtors, Dick Nichols, Drake Nicholson, Olympia Capital Centennial Rotary, Rainier Dodge, and Cindy and Jerome Zetman. Please join me in recognizing all of those. So again, why do we give these awards? First, this is the only citywide scholarship award event for high school seniors that brings together the cities of Olympia, Lacey, and Tumwater as one community. Second, it gives us a chance in person to meet and honor these outstanding students and witness what they have achieved. These students have not been chosen by Rotary. They've been chosen by their schools for this award. And thirdly, it's to recognize Dick Nichols, a supporter of our young people in this community for many years, and also for many years a sports broadcaster at KGY Radio for our local sports events. In addition to the scholarships, each of these students will receive a special recognition award together for their achievements. And they are all sitting over on this table. Each one of the awards for each one of the students has their school colors and ribbons on the front of that award. The Rotary clubs represented here offer a perfect forum to bring together our sponsors and community leaders to honor these outstanding students. And the PowerPoint that's been circulating tells the story of this event over the past 23 years. So what are we recognizing with these students? First, it's outstanding academic achievement. We look for students with not only good grades in difficult subjects, but also advanced placement in international baccalaureate classes. Secondly, outstanding athletic achievement. We recognize those students whom their teammates look up to, and they typically play multiple varsity sports, are captains of their teams, and are voted most inspirational by their fellow players. And thirdly, as Rotarians, we think it's important to recognize their volunteer services in our community and at their schools. Volunteering is important to us and to our country. The hidden message here today is that we recognize perseverance. Perseverance is defined as the steadfast pursuit of an objective. All of you students have all had big dreams along the way, and you've achieved your goal through perseverance. And I'd like to put a plug in here for Rotary, because 35 years ago, Rotary had a big dream. In 1984, that year, there were over 200,000 new cases of polio in the world. Now, many of you young people don't even know what polio is. When I grew up in the 60s, there used to be pictures of patients who were in black lung machine, not black lung, in machines that helped them breathe, right? Because they couldn't breathe because of polio. And Rotary International decided to eradicate polio in the world. Many said it was impossible and that we were crazy. You can't do that. But Rotary persevered. And this year there have been less than 10 new reported cases of polio in the world. Now, we've had help from others, like the Gates Foundation, and many volunteers throughout the world. But all of you young people, you had help too to get here. And many of you certainly are here with your parents and your family, your friends. It's a group effort, and it was a group effort for Rotary. So we join you to celebrate your achievements. I want to introduce the committee that helped put these awards together. First, Teresa Dean. Teresa's not here. She is from Heritage Bank. She sent out the initial packet to all of the schools and obtained the information back from all the schools. Secondly, Sandy DiBernardo. Sandy, would you stand? Sandy and her team, including Ryan Betts and Taryn Colburn, have put together the PowerPoint and all of the tent cards and the material that is on your tables, and has really orchestrated this event. She's done the publicity and has done a terrific job over the years. Thank you, Sandy. And also Neil Falkenberg and Dale Kammerer. Neil, stand up. There's we've all worked together to try to raise as much money as possible for this event. Now, just as a personal aside, before I introduce our speaker, who is a special part of this program, somebody walked in today who I think is somewhat famous, Rob Weller. Rob, would you stand up? This is Rob Weller. Rob, stay, no, don't sit down yet. Rob graduated from the University of Washington in Rob, stand up. Rob graduated from the University of Washington in 1972 and was in charge of the Yale team. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's close enough.
But I think he invented the wave. Have you ever seen the wave at all of these athletes all over the world? That came from the University of Washington. Look at this. The wave has started across the room. Now, Rob, no, you can sit down now. This year, Dick Nichols is not able to be with us, but we have a special treat as our speaker. Tanya Greenfield is a teacher and the women's basketball coach at Black Hills High School. Her team placed 6th in the state this year. Please join me to welcome Coach Tanya Greenfield as our speaker.
congratulations, student athletes. It must feel nice, and you should be proud that you have such an organization that is investing financially into your future. So this is really towards you. Do you ever wonder why some people are more successful in life than others? Do you wonder, how did they get to be the best? How did they achieve greatness and others didn't? What makes them different from the majority? I wonder that all the time. I think about athletes, musicians, actors, actresses who have done just those things. So I don't know if you've heard of an NBA player named Joey Harris. Joey is from a 1A school in Lakeland, Washington, and now is in the NBA, better known as Joey Buckets. And he has won the three-point contest this year, NBA three-point contest, beating Steph Curry, right? How does that happen? Serena Williams wins 23 Grand Slams. A Grand Slam, I had to look it up, thought I knew, means that she was the champion of the US Open, the French Open, the Australian Open, and Wimbledon in the same year. And she did that 23 times. She won her first Grand Slam at age 18. Okay, same age as most of you. She was ranked the #1 athlete in the world 8 times. How does that happen? Okay, Michael Phelps wins 8 US Olympic gold medals. Teams that have achieved greatness. UCLA men's basketball wins 88 consecutive straight wins. The UConn women, 70 straight wins. Today in our time together, I'm going to talk a little bit about 3 things that contribute to achieving these greatnesses. Resiliency, mindset, and grit. Hearing a lot about that lately. So resiliency, what does that mean? To be resilient. That means that you are able to bounce back from adversity when faced with life's difficult moments and events, and you're able to bounce back and recover quickly and move forward. Having a good support system, community, positive relationships are ways that you can become resilient. So, students, what does that mean though? Now you get to be a part of this community. You're part of your school community. You're part of your home community, and many others, church community, work community. What are you though in that part of community? Are you just there to work and go to school? Are you being impactful? Are you being that person that is going to contribute to their community? Part of being resilient. Do you have positive relationships? Do you value relationships with others? Whether it's a small, quick relationship or really deep relationships. Do you value what you bring when you meet somebody, when you become part of a relationship with that person? Are you involved in positive relationships? One of the qualities you'll need to be resilient. And do you have a good support system? And everyone's support system looks different, right? Some people's support system are their family. Some people's it's their grandparents. Some people it's their parents, their sister, their uncle, their aunt, their best friend, their godmother, their godfather. Who is that support system to you? When you don't have that, it's very hard to be resilient. It's very hard and difficult to overcome what life is about to send to you. So have a good sense of community and a good support system. Ask for help, the other part of being resilient, right? Sometimes that's hard to do. Had to learn that really quickly. Our ego gets involved, we can do it ourselves, all these things, right? Ask for help. That's part of being resilient. And the good news is resilient can be learned, right? You can learn to be resilient. You can develop the thoughts and the behaviors and, the actions that it takes to recover from life's traumatic, stressful events. You can become resilient if you don't consider yourself now. There was a time in my life where I had to be incredibly resilient. Didn't know what the word really meant at the time, just knew I had to overcome something really hard. And as you get older, those things happen more often, unfortunately. But it was when both of my parents passed away. Within a year of each other, both of them decided to pass away with me as their person there. Dad and I watching the Lakers game, takes his last breath as the game ends. So fitting, just me and him in the room, okay? Finding Mom, who was my best friend, who was my daughter's caregiver, who I found, okay? That was a time in my life I never ever thought I'd be able to get over. She was my best friend, my daughter was 3. How was I going to make it in life without her? Now I was what I consider an adult orphan, right? Didn't have mom, didn't have dad. And because I relied on my community, because I knew that I had a lot more to do and that I was not going to quit after this very tragic event, I learned quickly that that was probably the most resilient that I've had to be in life. Mindset. What's your mindset when you enter a game, a test, a school, on and on? What is your mindset entering into those things, right? Well, let me start with a fixed mindset. So you have a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, okay? So a fixed mindset are people who believe that their basic qualities, their intelligence, their talents, their abilities, all are just fixed traits. It's just something I have, right? I have it, that's good enough. I'm of a fixed mindset. I believe that people that are successful have a growth mindset. That they believe that their basic talents and abilities can be developed over time. Through experience, through mentorships, through ongoing life choices and experiences. And in a growth mindset, you welcome challenges, you welcome fear, you welcome failure in a growth mindset because you always want to become better. So I challenge you guys to enter situations with a growth mindset. Not a fixed mindset, not a mindset say, well, I have all these talents, abilities, and that's just good enough. I'm good at it, I'm smart, I'm top of the top like you guys. That's not good enough. I want to grow. I want to have a growth mindset, okay? One of the times that I was challenged to have a growth mindset was when I lived in Chelan. Okay, so Chelan is city limits population about 4,000 people. Not including the summer, and it goes up to 10,000, and all you guys are there enjoying the lake. So small town, never lived in a really small town before, and I lived there about a year with what I consider my family. And a friend of mine who was sitting on city council said, we need more women I'm the only woman, we need a woman on city council, you've lived here for a year, that's one of the requirements, I think you should run for city council. What the heck? What are we talking about? I really, so I could have said, no, not my thing, right? I'm not a politician, that's just not my thing. And instead I said, well, tell me more about that. What does that look like? What does city government do? And all the things that come with that, right? And so I said, okay, I'll run for city council in a town where my daughter and I were the only African American people. Okay, very small Eastern Washington town, pretty conservative. And I'm gonna run for city council. Lived there a year. People knew me through, coaching and being at the school and all those things, right? So I run and I do the campaign, I put the signs in, the yards and all those things. of which my daughter was out with me one night putting them in yards that obviously the owners agreed to, and said, Mom, how do you win? The person who puts up the most signs? So the race goes on, and we have debates, and we do all these things, and the race was so close with the other guy running, but they had a recount. The auditor at Chelan County had a recount. I won by 28 votes. Okay. And at that point, the recount lasts, and then it was 2-3 weeks going on. And by then I was like, well, if I don't win, I'm actually okay. Actually, I'm kind of better if I don't win, because now I don't really know what I'm gonna do if I do win, okay? So 28 votes, and now I'm a city councilwoman for the city of Chelan. Growth mindset, one of the best things I've ever done. Learned so much about city government, on and on and on. So students have a growth mindset. Take those chances. I could have lost, and I was okay with that. It was fine. But the point I'm making is you need to put yourselves in those situations and take advantage of opportunities and get out of having a fixed mindset. And the third thing is grit. I'm starting to hear a lot about that, grit. There's been a lot of studies, there's been a lot of research about grit. Do people just have it or not? Okay? Grit is a passion and perseverance for long-term goals on a consistent basis. I'm going to repeat that, students. A passion and perseverance. Steve talked about perseverance. For long-term goals on a consistent basis. Not once in a while, not when I feel like it. Consistently, all the time. Think of those athletes. I know what Joey was doing when we got home from games and he missed a free throw. He went right in the gym and didn't go home until he made 50 in a row. And that's why he's in the NBA with an 86% free throw shooting average. Okay? Passion and perseverance for long-term goals on a consistent basis. Sticking with your future day in and day out until it becomes a reality, until your hard work becomes a reality. Talent doesn't make you gritty. It's not just talent. Okay? Talented people can have grit, but it's not just talent that makes you have grit. And I feel that grit is a necessary ingredient in success. Not to say that if you don't have it, you're not successful. But if you have grit, you're achieving something, and you're that person who is, wow, 23 Grand Slams, wow, 8 gold medals, okay? There's a survey called the Grit Questionnaire. Google it. Angela Duckworth is probably the one that's leading up the most research. She has a survey, 10 questions. Take it, it's pretty interesting. One of the times I remember that I had to show a lot of grit was when I was your age. I was a senior in high school. Did basketball, soccer, basketball, and track. 3-sport athlete, CM High School, small school. Everyone participated in 3 sports so that we had enough student athletes to be successful. So my senior year, I do the senior thing. I don't want to play soccer, I just want to focus on basketball. And my soccer coach was like, I know you're not. I said, I really would like to just do that. Well, I played soccer. And I'm tinking around at practice, because I really don't want to be there. I don't have the right mindset, right? And tear ligaments in my ankle, break my ankle, but, played 9 screws later, still have them. And soccer is before basketball season, and it's my senior year. We all know how important it is to be able to compete at a top level your senior year, right? And here I am in a cast and all messed up. So I had to get gritty because nobody was going to deny me my senior year of basketball, okay? So I'm that kid with the walking cast in the gym every day, right? And missed the first 7 games of the season. We end up going 20-0. One team beats us all year. They beat us in districts, and they beat us in the state championship game. Vashon won. So, I had to be the most gritty about what I wanted to do about the setback that I had. Play in the state championship game, get second in state, and I was awarded the Whatcom County Athlete of the Year. Now, you couldn't tell me that after I broke my ankle in soccer that I would ever be able to, achieve that. But that was a time in my life that I had to be really, really, really passionate and persevere and be consistent about what I wanted to do and the goals I was trying to achieve in basketball. One of my coaches always says, the biggest setbacks equal the biggest comebacks, okay? So remember that. You will have setbacks, but those are the big comebacks, right? And as you begin your journey, remember, do you have grit? Are you resilient? And do you enter into things with the right mindset? So congratulations. Looking forward to going on and seeing you guys do all great things. And I thank you for your time today. Thank you.
And now I'm going to introduce Kathy Percival, who is going to describe the award that each one of these students will be receiving. Kathy Percival.
Congratulations to each of our 14 student winners of this year's Rotary Dick Nichols Award. This award is an acknowledgement of your hard work and dedication to your academics, athletics, and community service. We are all very proud of you and impressed with your accomplishments. Along with your $1,500 scholarship, we are pleased to award you with a special portfolio. We hope you will carry it with you as you begin your college and career journey, and that it will serve as a reminder of your accomplishments to date and your bright future ahead. Inside, each student will find several congratulatory letters, one from their principal coach, their parents, and a Rotary Award certificate. In addition, Governor Inslee has sent a congratulatory message to all of you, and I will read. I am pleased to extend warm greetings to all of those attending the 2019 Rotary Dick Nichols Award ceremony. Congratulations to this year's recipients. Since its inception more than 20 years ago, the Dick Nichols Scholarship has recognized unlimited high school seniors who exemplify exceptional achievement in academics, athletics, and community service. I applaud these students for their commitment to excellence, and I hope they will continue to approach life with the same level of energy and zeal that has brought them to this point in their academic season. Students, I encourage you to take advantage of the many higher education and training opportunities available to you. A bright future awaits each of you, and I am confident that you will all go on to accomplish great things. Again, congratulations on an honor well deserved. Please accept my best wishes for continued success in your years ahead. Very truly yours, Jay Inslee, Governor.
Okay, now we're all going to take our positions down front. The Rotary presidents are all going to stand on this side. It's going to take a little logistics here, so be patient for a minute. Tiny baby right here. She's going to be here, isn't she? Come on, right here. Kathy, you're going to be where Bill is, right here. And then Dan, you're going to be next to Kathy. And there we are. So here's the drill. I'm going to name the student. It's going to be first a girl and then a boy alphabetically, starting with Black Hills High School. Sandy DiBernardo will hand the award to Tanya Greenfield, and the student will come forward and stand right in front of the Rotary banner, and they shake hands, have their picture taken, and then I will read their bio. After each bio is read, we will all applaud, and the student will work their way down, run the gauntlet, as we say, past all of the Rotary presidents who will congratulate them for our community, and they will take their seat in the chairs to the far right, your far left. So when we're done, we will have 14 students who will all be seated in those 14 chairs. And that's how it works. So, without further ado, we are going to start with Mackenzie Theophilus from Black Hills High School. Here's your picture taken. There you go. Mackenzie has a grade point average of 3.5 and it was awarded the WIAA All Academic Award 3 times. She has 3 years of varsity girls bowling, was the 2019 team captain and anchor bowler, was awarded most valuable bowler, received 2nd place in the 2018-2019 WIAA bowling state tournament, 4th place in 2017-2018, and 6th place in the 2018-2019 bowling districts. Mackenzie also had participated in 3 years of girls fast pitch, was the 2019 team captain of her team, and was awarded most valuable player. Mackenzie has volunteered at the Oliwahu summer camp through Olympia Parks and Recreation for 4 summers. She will be attending Grand Canyon University to study education and chemistry. Please recognize Mackenzie Theophilus. Our next student is Evan Lovelace from Black Hills High School. Evan. Evan has a grade point, I'm sorry, Ethan, excuse me. I was going to change your name, no charge. Ethan Lovelace has a grade point average of 3.8, was ASB judge in 2017 and 2018, was in the advanced leadership class, has received the WIAA All Academic Award for all 4 years, has completed 4 AP classes. He received recognition as a WIAA Athlete of the Week in 2018. Ethan played varsity baseball for 4 years, was team captain for 3 years, and made first team All-League and second team All-Area in 2018. He also has 3 years of varsity football, was team captain for 2 years, made second team All-League and All-Area. Ethan has played 4 years also of varsity basketball. He volunteers as a wildlife leader, youth basketball coach, Young Life community service member, and as a youth sports referee. Please recognize, Ethan will be attending University of Portland to play baseball and study communications. Please recognize Ethan Loveless. Our next student is from Capitol High School, Betsy Knudsen Keller. Betsy has a grade point average of 3.95, is a 4-year academic All-American, and is in the top 5% of her school class. She played varsity volleyball for 4 years, was the 2017 Volleyball State Championship participant, received the Coaches Award for Most Inspirational, made first team All-State in the tournament. First team South Sound Conference, first team All-Area, and first team All-State, and has been the team captain for 2 years in volleyball. She also played 1 year of varsity basketball in 2016 and 2017. Betsy also participated in 4 years of band. She volunteers as a Sunday school teacher, youth volleyball coach, CISPAS counselor, and as a vacation Bible school leader. Betsy plans to attend California Lutheran University to study psychology. Please recognize Betsy. Next from Capitol High School, Chris Penner. Chris has a grade point average of 4.0, ranks first in his class at Capitol High School. Was a 2016-2017 member of the National Honor Society, 2017-2018 SSC Scholar Athlete, and an academic All-American for all 4 years. He played varsity basketball for 4 years, made the Olympian All-Area Select Team and First Team All-League selection 3 times. Made All-State team selection and set 6 all-time school records, has 1,500 career points, and was the 2018-2019 team captain. Chris also participated for 4 years in varsity football, made the Olympian All-Area Selection Team 3 times, was the 2017-2018 team captain, and made first team All-League Selection 3 times. Was a 2-time All-State wide receiver and set 7 school all-time records. Chris has been the Tourette's Youth Ambassador for the past 5 years, securing funding, advocating for people with Tourette's, and spreading awareness. He's also active in his church youth group and is a Young Life Club member. He has volunteered as a Little Cougar referee for the past 4 years, a TCYFL camp leader, and as a CISPAS counselor. He will attend Seattle Pacific, is it Seattle Pacific? University and play basketball and study pre-med. Please recognize Chris Penner. Next from North Thurston High School, Brooklyn Harn. Brooklyn Harn has a GPA of 3.963. Was a 2018-2019 National Honor Society member. Was a junior and senior class president, in 2017 and through 2019, and received recognition as a WIAA Scholar Athlete for 4 years and is in the top 5% of her class. She played varsity basketball for 4 years, made first team All-League all 4 years, awarded MVP for all 4 years, and set 2 school records for scoring 1,347 career points and 43 points in a single game, and was team captain for 3 years. Brooke also has 4 years of varsity tennis that she participated in. 2 years as team captain, was awarded the MVP award, and played in the 2018 state tennis tournament. She also played varsity volleyball for 4 years. 2 years as team captain, was a state competitor in 2016 and 2017, and received multiple awards, including MVP, Best Offensive Player in 2018, and the RAM Award in 2018. Brooke was the secretary of the FCCLA Community Service Club 2016 to 2018, and vice president in 2018-2019. She volunteers with St. Martin's Catholic Church Youth Group as a unified sports mentor, a Thurston and Lewis County scorekeeper, and has helped with the Lacey Fire Department Adoptive Family Project for 4 years. Brooke plans to attend the University of Providence in Great Falls, Montana, and study dental hygiene. Please recognize Brooklyn Harn. Next from our Thurston High School is Shay Thomas. Shay has a grade point average of 3.885, has been an athlete scholar in basketball and baseball for 4 years, and is in the top 10% of his class. He has played varsity baseball for 4 years, received honorable mention for shortstop during his sophomore and junior years, and was the 2019 team captain. Shay also played varsity basketball for 4 years, was awarded most inspirational, was the 2019 team captain, and played 2 years of unified basketball. He also plays trumpet in the band from 2015 through 2017, and received solo and ensemble superior rating awards. He was also a FCCLA club officer for 3 years. He volunteers doing developmental coaching for youth basketball, helps with freshman school orientations, does peer tutoring in the life skills class for students with disabilities, and in the Breaking Down the Walls program. He'll be attending Edmonds Community College to play baseball and study psychology. Please recognize Shay Thomas. Next from Olympia High School, Beatrice Asomani. Beatrice has a grade point average of 3.895, is a 4-year honor roll member, and was the 2019 ASB Vice President for her school. She played varsity volleyball for 3 years, was the 2017 Academic State Champion, made the SPSL First Team in 2018, and was the runner-up WCD Champion in 2018. Placed 6th at the 4A Volleyball State Championships in 2018, and was the 2018-2019 team co-captain. She also had 3 years of varsity track and field, won the SPSL Girls Discus Championship in 2017 through 2018, and placed 4th in the WCTD Girls Discus Championship in 2018, and was the 2018-2019 co-captain of her team. And you just won a discus award, which is, you're just state champion in discus? She was 4th in state in the discus. but I'm not done yet. She's also played 2 years of basketball, 1 year on varsity, and won the SPSL Honorable Mention in 2017-2018. She volunteers as an Ole Rain Youth 13 assistant coach, 4S Kinder volunteer at Capital Christian Center, CISPAS counselor, and works at the Thurston County Food Bank. B will be attending the University of Washington. She's undecided on her major, but is interested in pre-health, in a pre-health track. Please recognize Beatrice Asamani. Next from Olympia High School is Jordan Kamamura. Jordan has a grade point average of 3.989, is an AP scholar with distinction. He's in the top 10% of his class and was an NISCA academic All-American. He participated in 4 years of varsity boys swimming. He's finished in the top 20 at the WIAA 4A state championship 3 times, placed second at SPSL 4A league championship twice, and has finished in the top 5 at the West Central District 3 championships 3 times. He's a member of the Olympia High School record-breaking 200-meter medley relay. Jordan is a founding member of the Asian American Society Club of Olympia High School and an active member of DECA. He volunteers for the Thurston County Food Bank, Olympia Parks and Recreation, Barb and Friends Thanksgiving for the Poor, and Highway Litter Pickup. He's been accepted at the University of California, Davis, and plans to study chemical engineering. Please recognize Jordan Kamamura. Next from River Ridge High School, Madison Newsel. Madison has a grade point average of 3.96, was a 2017-2018 member of the National Honor Society, and ranks in the top 5% of her class. She played soccer for 4 years, 2 years of varsity, and received Best Defensive Player in 2019 and was team captain 2018 and 2019. She also played basketball for 4 years, 3 years of varsity, and was team captain in 2018 and 2019. She also played 3 years of fast pitch, 2 years in varsity, and 1 year of varsity track. In 2018, she received the Coaches Award and the All-Sport Student Athlete in track. Madison volunteers as a mentor for youth basketball camps, homeless outreach, and food service for the Crazy Faith organization, and helps with school fundraising and the school blood drive. She will be attending Montana State University to study human science. Please recognize Madison Newsel. Next from River Ridge High School, Riley Larson. Riley has a grade point average of 3.98 and is an AP scholar. He ranks 5th in his class and is a 4-year academic all-league award winner. Played varsity baseball for 4 years, was team captain, received the Mr. Hustle Award, and made first team all-league and first team all-area. He also played 4 years of varsity football as a team captain, made second team all-league as a junior, and received honorable mention as a senior. He also played varsity basketball for 2 years, was team captain, and received the Most Coachable Award. Riley was the 2017-2018 Vice President and 2018-2019 President of his school chapter of DECA. Riley volunteers as a scorekeeper for youth basketball, an umpire for Little League Baseball, and a coach for youth baseball camps. He will be attending, now which school are you going to go to? Lower Columbia College to play baseball. He's interested in studying business and law. Please recognize Riley Larson. Is everybody beginning to see some similarities with these students in terms of the kind of grades they get, what they accomplish? They what? All the same. Next, from Timberline High School, Lauren Shute. Lauren has a grade point average of 3.92, was a 2018 Academic All-American, is in the top 10% of her class, and is an AP Scholar with distinction. A member of the National Honor Society and received the 2018 U.S. History and English Student of the Year Award. She has 3 years of varsity swimming, was the 2017-2018 team captain, and won the Coaches Award, and her team is a 4-year championship team. Lauren also has 2 years of varsity tennis and received the Sportsmanship Award for tennis. She has been a section leader for 3 years in an organized competitive ensemble choir and has been a section leader soloist playing the oboe in the pit orchestra. She is also the principal oboist in Handel's Messiah at Chehalis Seventh-day Adventist Church. Lauren was also the opinions and copy editor for her school paper for 2 years. She volunteers for the Community Kitchen, the Alzheimer's Walk, TC Media, and the Solo and Ensemble Music Festival. Lauren will be attending Washington State University to study political science and government. Please recognize Lauren Shute. Next from Timberline High School is Hunter Campbell. Hunter has a grade point average of 3.807, is on the honor roll, and has been awarded Student of the Month for 2 classes. He played varsity basketball for 4 years, was the 2018-2019 team captain, and the South Sound Conference MVP in basketball, and made the Olympian first team. Hunter also played varsity football for 3 years, was the 2018-2019 team captain, made first team All-State quarterback, and is a South Sound Conference MVP in football. Won the Olympian Player of the Year and made the TMT first team as a multi-purpose player. He volunteers as an assistant coach for youth football, referees for summer basketball tournaments, and is a student helper at Lakes Elementary. He will be attending Central Washington University. Please recognize Hunter Campbell. Next from Tumwater High School, Sarah Bach. Sarah has a grade point average of 3.96, is a Tumwater Scholar, has taken 11 AP Honors classes, was the 2017-2018 ASB Secretary, and the 2018-2019 ASB Treasurer, the 2017 to 2019 Spirit Committee Leader, and is in the top 10% of her class. Sarah has 4 years of varsity track as a runner, was awarded Most Outstanding Freshman in 2016, was the 2018 to 2019 Line Leader, has been a state competitor for all 4 years, running mid-distance relays, long jump, and pole vault. Gosh. She also has 3 years of cross-country varsity running, most inspirational in 2017, and was a state competitor for 2 years, and was the 2018-2019 cross-country girls team leader. She is a member of Living Water Youth Group, Youth Leadership Team, Connection Team, and City Groups. Sarah volunteered at the Spokane Food Bank. That's amazing, the Spokane Food Bank, because her grandparents are from Spokane. The Evergreen Cornerstone Christian School Glow Run, Lake Fair Marathon, Summer Hummer Church Camp, Night to Shine, If Gathering, Women's Conference, Collide West Service Project, and went on a mission trip to Mexico in April of 2019. She will be attending Point Loma Nazarene University to study nutrition and graphic design. Please recognize Sarah Bosch. And from Tumwater High School, Patrick Williams. Patrick has a grade point average of 4.0. Was awarded the Evergreen Conference Academic Award, ranks first in his class academically. Has taken 5 honors classes, 4 AP classes, was the 2018-2019 student body president, and the school board representative in 2017 to 2018. Patrick played varsity football for 4 years, was the 2018 team captain, made first team all-league and second team all-area. He also played 4 years of varsity basketball, in which he set the school record for taking charges. That's a tough kid. And received the Heart and Hustle Award in 2018 through 2019. In 2017, he played baseball, ran track in 2018 to 2019, and was a district competitor in track in 2018. He is a member of the Student Leadership Group and the Connection Team at the Church of Living Water. Patrick volunteers for Tumwater Youth basketball tournaments, as a tutor for Bush Middle School, Night to Shine, and helps with many charity events through the Church of Living Water. Patrick plans to attend Grand Canyon University on a pre-med track majoring in biology. Please recognize Patrick Williams. As has been true every year for 23 years, it takes your breath away to read the achievements of these young people. And so can we all stand and recognize all of these 14 students collectively?